The ancient world held many wonders. Few cities captured the imagination like Babylon, a jewel of Mesopotamia. It was a beacon of civilization. Its towering walls seemed impregnable. Inside those walls, a grand tapestry of life unfolded. Babylon was a melting pot of cultures and languages. Its streets bustled with merchants from distant lands. At its heart stood the magnificent temple of Marduk, the city's patron deity. Babylon was more than just bricks and mortar. It was a symbol of power, of human achievement. Its rulers left an indelible mark on history. Names like Hammurabi and Nebuchadnezzar still resonate through the ages. By the 6th century BC, a shadow had fallen over Babylon. A new power was rising in the East Persia, led by Cyrus the Great. Babylon's story is long and complex. It had known both glory and despair. Its legacy was one of immense power and influence. From its strategic location on the Euphrates River, Babylon controlled vital trade routes. Its armies were feared throughout the ancient world. Babylonian scholars made groundbreaking discoveries in mathematics and astronomy. The city's architectural achievements were equally impressive. The Hanging Gardens, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, were a testament to Babylonian ingenuity. Internal strife and economic woes weakened its foundations. The stage was set for a seismic shift in the balance of power. By 539 BC, cracks were appearing in Babylon's formidable facade. Years of extravagant living had taken their toll. The royal court had grown increasingly detached from the plight of ordinary citizens. Taxes soared to maintain the lavish lifestyle of the ruling elite. Resentment simmered amongst the populace. Whispers of rebellion began to circulate in the crowded marketplaces. Meanwhile, on the eastern horizon, a storm was brewing. The Persians, under their ambitious King Cyrus, saw an opportunity. Cyrus the Great was not a man to let an opportunity slip through his fingers. He had watched Babylon, the jewel of Mesopotamia, slowly lose its luster. He saw the cracks in its defenses, the discontent simmering within its walls. Like an eagle eyeing its prey, he sensed the time was right to strike. But Cyrus was not a brute force conqueror. He was known for his cunning, his strategic brilliance. He understood that brute force alone would not guarantee victory. He needed a plan, a strategy that would exploit Babylon's weaknesses. Cyrus began by spreading rumors of his benevolence and respect for local customs. He wanted the Babylonians to see him as a liberator, not an invader. Cyrus knew that Babylon's greatest strength was also its greatest weakness, the Euphrates River. The river, a lifeblood of the city, flowed through its heart, providing water and a natural barrier against invaders. But Cyrus saw an opportunity. He knew that the Babylonians celebrated religious festivals with great fervor. During these festivities, the city would be consumed by revelry, its defenses potentially weakened. Cyrus ordered his engineers to secretly divert the course of the Euphrates upstream. The river level within the city began to drop, slowly but surely. As the water level receded, Cyrus saw his opportunity and ordered his troops to advance. The Euphrates, once a seemingly insurmountable barrier, was now a mere trickle. Persian soldiers, guided by the moonlight, waded through the muddy riverbed, their footsteps silent and their movements swift. They moved with precision and purpose, their objective clear, the heart of Babylon. The walls of Babylon, towering and imposing, were designed to withstand any siege, but they had never faced a threat like this. The Babylonians, their guard lowered by the festivities, were caught completely off guard. Panic spread through the city as the Persians swarmed through the streets. The legendary walls of Babylon had been breached without a single arrow being fired. Cyrus the Great was more than just a conqueror. He was a visionary, a leader who understood that true power lay not just in might but in the hearts and minds of the people. His conquest of Babylon was a testament to his military genius, but it was his subsequent actions that cemented his legacy. Unlike the rulers who had come before him, Cyrus understood the importance of cultural sensitivity. He didn't seek to impose Persian customs on the Babylonians. Instead, he allowed them to maintain their traditions, their language, their religion. This policy of tolerance earned him the respect and admiration of the conquered Babylonians. Cyrus's reign marked a departure from the brutal conquests of the past. Belshazzar, the last king of Babylon, inherited a kingdom teetering on the brink. He was a ruler born into the twilight of an empire, a man tasked with holding together a realm that was already starting to unravel. History remembers him not for his triumphs, but for his failures. Some historians paint him as a decadent ruler, more concerned with indulging in the pleasures of the palace. Others argue that he was simply a victim of circumstance. Whatever the truth, Belshazzar's reign was marked by growing internal strife and the looming threat of the Persian army. His inability to address these challenges proved fatal. The conquest of Babylon wasn't just a clash of armies, it was a collision of cultures. The Persians, followers of Zoroastrianism, brought with them their belief in Ahura Mazda, the one true god. The Babylonians worshipped a pantheon of gods with Marduk at the forefront. This difference in religious beliefs could have easily led to conflict. However, Cyrus chose a different path. He understood that religious tolerance was essential for maintaining stability. This act of cultural sensitivity earned him the respect of the Babylonians. Babylon, once a beacon of civilization, had begun to buckle under the weight of its own success. Generations of prosperity had led to a culture of excess within the elite. The royal court indulged in extravagant feasts and lavish displays of wealth. Precious resources were squandered on frivolous pursuits. The common people, burdened by heavy taxes, struggled to make ends meet. As the Babylonian elite dined on delicacies, a different story unfolded in the streets. The burden of maintaining Babylon's lavish lifestyle fell heavily on the shoulders of merchants, farmers, and artisans. Taxes became increasingly oppressive, leaving many struggling to feed their families. Whispers of discontent grew louder and more frequent. Rumblings of rebellion began to shake the foundations of the once unyielding empire. The once unbreakable spirit of Babylon had begun to crack. Internal divisions, fueled by economic disparity and political unrest, weakened the empire from within. The Babylonian kings resorted to increasingly authoritarian measures to quell dissent. These actions only served to further alienate the populace. The stage was set for a new power to exploit these vulnerabilities. Cyrus recognized this weakness and understood that true victory lay in winning the hearts and minds of the people. With the Persian conquest of Babylon, a new faith began to cast its light upon the land Zoroastrianism. This ancient religion, with its emphasis on the eternal struggle between good and evil, was a stark departure from the polytheistic beliefs of the Babylonians. Leading the way were the Magi, the Zoroastrian priests, revered for their wisdom. They brought with them their sacred texts, the Avesta, and their rituals centered around fire. The arrival of the Magi sparked curiosity and apprehension among the Babylonians. Zoroastrianism presented a universe governed by a cosmic battle between good and evil. Ahura Mazda, the benevolent creator, was locked in an eternal struggle with Angra Mainyu, the destructive spirit. Humans, created with free will, were caught in the middle of this cosmic conflict. Zoroastrianism emphasized ethical living, urging its followers to choose the path of good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. This emphasis on personal responsibility resonated with some Babylonians. The arrival of Zoroastrianism did not lead to the suppression of Babylonian beliefs. Cyrus understood the importance of respecting the religious traditions of his newly conquered subjects. He adopted a policy of religious tolerance, allowing the Babylonians to continue worshipping their own gods. This policy fostered a climate of peaceful coexistence. Temples dedicated to Marduk continued to operate, while Zoroastrian fire altars flickered in newly established sanctuaries. This blending of cultures created a unique spiritual landscape. The fall of Babylon was unlike any conquest the ancient world had ever witnessed. There were no scenes of widespread carnage. Cyrus the Great entered Babylon not as a ruthless conqueror, but as a liberator. The streets of Babylon were strangely hushed, the air thick with anticipation. The Babylonians, weary of their own rulers' excesses, looked upon their new master with a mixture of apprehension and hope. Cyrus appeared almost humble, his demeanor more akin to a respected guest than a conquering hero. This act of unexpected mercy sent shockwaves through the city. The peaceful transition of power in Babylon was seen by many as more than just a political maneuver. It was interpreted as a divine act. The Babylonians, deeply religious people, saw the hand of their gods in Cyrus's bloodless victory. They believed that Marduk, their patron deity, had withdrawn his favor from their previous rulers, deeming them unworthy, and had chosen Cyrus as his instrument to usher in a new era. Cyrus, wise in the ways of both war and politics, recognized the significance of this religious interpretation. He knew that true power lay not just in wielding the sword, but in winning the hearts and minds of the conquered. He embraced the Babylonian gods, not as rivals to his own Zoroastrian faith, but as expressions of a universal divine power. He ordered the restoration of temples that had fallen into disrepair, allowed the resumption of religious festivals that had been suppressed, and even participated in some of the rituals himself, much to the astonishment of both his Persian followers and the Babylonian citizens. The fall of Babylon marked the end of an era, the closing of a chapter in the annals of history. The once mighty Neo-Babylonian Empire, which had held sway over vast swathes of the ancient Near East, was no more. But Babylon itself, the city of wonders, continued to thrive, albeit under the rule of a foreign power. The Persians, under Cyrus's enlightened leadership, chose not to obliterate Babylon's legacy, but to incorporate it into their own burgeoning empire. They recognized the city's strategic importance, its commercial prowess, and its cultural significance. Babylon, once the heart of a rival empire, became a vital cog in the machinery of Persian rule, a shining example of their policy of integration and tolerance. The echoes of Babylon's glorious past, its architectural marvels, its scientific advancements, its legal codes, continue to resonate throughout the ancient world, influencing the course of civilization for centuries to come. And Cyrus the Great, the conqueror who had chosen compassion over cruelty, diplomacy over destruction, earned his place among the most remarkable rulers in human history. The fall of Babylon serves as a poignant reminder that even the mightiest empires are not immune to the passage of time. Its once impregnable walls now lie in ruins, its bustling streets silent, its grand palaces reclaimed by the desert sands. Yet the legacy of Babylon endures, etched not just in stone and clay, but in the very fabric of human civilization. The echoes of Babylon's achievements resonate through the ages, its advancements in mathematics and astronomy, its legal codes, its architectural marvels. The stories of its rulers, both wise and foolish, serve as cautionary tales, reminding us of the cyclical nature of power, the allure of hubris, and the importance of compassion and wisdom in leadership. Babylon, though long gone, continues to captivate our imaginations, its name forever synonymous with grandeur, ambition, and the enduring spirit of human endeavor. Its story, a tapestry woven from threads of triumph and tragedy, serves as a timeless reminder of the ebb and flow of history, the impermanence of empires, and the enduring legacy of human achievement.